Hey, it's Miss Alana working on math, being smart, awesome, and amazing, just like you. We are working on today's math assignment. It is Wednesday, December the 14th. Make sure you have your sheet. I have mine. We are moving on to rounding. Let's begin by reading the standard. Read it with me. It says, number and operations in base 10. Understand the place value system. Use place value understanding to round decimals up to the hundredths place. We are going to round each number to the given place value. Circle or highlight the place value that you are rounding to. All right, you ready? Let's begin. So looking at the problems we have here. Now, last week, I underlined which place you are rounding to. This time I did not do that. I gave you the actual place value and you have to determine which number that is, which digit that is. But if you need help, I'm right here. I'm right here to help you. Look at number 1. It says, read that number with me. It is 7 and 85 hundredths. Okay, 7 and 85 hundredths. And we are rounding that to the tenths place. Which number is in the tenths place? Remember, it's right after the decimal, and you say tenths, hundredths, thousands. Tenths, hundredths, thousands. So it's the first digit after the decimal, which is that 8. Now, in the directions, I said you can either what? Highlight that place value, or you can circle it. Raise your hand if you have a highlighter and you want to highlight it. Yes. Raise your hand if you are just going to circle the digit. All right. So yesterday, I highlighted the digits. Today, I am going to circle it. So either way is fine, whichever way you choose to do that. So the tenths place is that 8. And what do? We look to the right. Let's look at the number next door. Hey, number 5. What are you doing, number 5? Nothing much. Just rounding. Look at that 5. Is it less than 5 or is it 5 or more? What are you, 5? I'm 5 or more. So what happens to this 8? It becomes a 9. It increases by 1. So now look, I don't have an equal sign because these numbers are not equal to each other. I have the squiggly equal sign, which means approximately. That means about, not exactly, it's almost that. So we have 7 and 90 hundredths. So that turns into a 0, which is the same thing as 7 and 9 tenths. So either way, you can write both answers or you can pick one. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 that says 50 and 971 thousandths. Read that again. 50 and 971 thousandths. We are rounding it to the hundredths place. Which digit is that? Remember, look after the decimal. Tenths, hundredths, thousands. Tenths, hundreds, thousands. Which one is it? That's 7 right there. So circle that. That 7 looks next door to the 1. Hey, number 1. What are you doing? Man, just rounding. Hey, number 1. Are you less than 5? Or are you 5 or more? I'm less than 5. So what happens to the 7? It stays the same. And that 1 becomes a 0. Put your approximate symbol right there and write this down. We have 50. Everything else is the same. 50 and 97 hundredths. And then that 1 becomes a 0, which is the same thing as drop that 0. And you are left with 50 and 97 hundredths. So either way, you can write one way, both ways. It doesn't matter. Moving on to number 3. Read this number with me. It says 432 thousandths. Remember, tenths, hundredths, thousands. 432 thousandths. We are rounding to the tenths place. Which digit is that? This 4. Circle the 4. And then it looks next door. Whoa, that rhymed. Circle the 4 and then look next door. Hey, number 3. What are you doing, number 3? Nothing much. I'm just rounding. Is that 3 less than 5 or is it 5 or more? It's less than 5, so what happens to this 4? It stays the same. Stays the same. So approximate symbol, 0, and then we'll write the decimal point 4. It stays the same. Then the rest become zeros, which is the same thing as what? Just 4 tenths by itself like that. Yes, we are almost done. Moving on to number 4. Please read that number with me. It says 38 and, remember that decimal? Don't say the P word. Don't say the P word. We say and 38 and 249 thousandths. Which digit is in the ones place? So it's not tens, hundreds, thousands. It is not after the decimal. It is before the decimal. It is the digit right before the decimal. So that is the 8. And what does the 8 do? It looks next door. Hi, number 2. What is up with you? These numbers like to rhyme. Just like Miss Alana likes to rhyme too. Is that 2? Is that 2 less than 5 or 5 or more? It is less than 5. So this 8 does what? It stays the same. That is right. Approximately. We're going to have a 38. Then the decimal. And then everything becomes zeros. Now, you have a decimal and all these zeros. So it is the same number as just the whole number 38. Bam, just like that. On to the last one. We have 6 and 298 thousandths. 6 and 298 thousandths. We are rounding to the hundreds place. First, circle the digit in the hundreds place. Which one's that? Tens, hundreds, thousands. Tens, hundreds, thousands. Bam, right there. The 9. And the 9 looks next door. What's up, number 8? What are you doing? Nothing much. I'm just rounding. Hey, number 8. Are you less than 5 or are you 5 or more? Oh, I am 5 or more. I am way more than 5. So what happens to that 9? It becomes, it can't become a 10 because look, there's only one digit can go in that spot. So that 10 makes that to a what? A 3. Look at it. Look. Imagine, do you see it's 29? So instead of 29, it becomes, if 29 right here goes up by 1, it becomes a 30. That's right. Write your approximate symbol right here. And then the last digit becomes a 0. And we can do what with those zeros? Drop those zeros. Drop those zeros. And we have 6 and 3 tenths just like that. So you can write both answers, one answer, whichever one, as long as you have the correct answers. We are off to an awesome start with our math assignment for today. If you need help with any of the other questions, go find the videos for those. Remember, release the math beast inside of you. Keep being awesome and amazing. Love you.